Welcome to Hangover Reviews. Today's review is on the Mad Max series. Why else would I be dressed like this? It's not because it was Halloween last night and I woke up like this. First one is Mad Max. Set a few years from now in a vague future that is kind of now the past. The world is pretty messed up. Australia is anyway. You don't see the rest of the world. We might have just left them. Max Rockatansky, great name, is a highway law enforcement guy with a wife and child. He has a run-in with a crazy gang and his whole world just... it's not good. This movie is very low budget, and in comparison with the rest of the series it's kinda slow in the action front. It does have a couple things going for it though, like Mel Gibson's charisma and a crazy flamboyant bad guy who does a Scottish accent at one point for no reason. It's not great for a hangover because you'll probably be falling asleep during the slow parts and throwing up during the brutal deaths and injuries. Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. Between parts 1 and 2 there was a war over oil, and the world, or Australia, has gotten much worse. The gangs have taken control of the roads and Max is out on his own just trying to survive in the wastelands. This movie is a lot more exciting than part 1. And by more exciting I mean more hectic. There's a lot more explosions and crashes and partially naked guys and a lot more brutal injuries. So it's pretty cool. But it's not great for a hangover. The compound Max ends up in has a lot of cool characters, like Bruce Spence as a gyrocopter pilot and a little feral boy. How did that happen? Did they just find him somewhere, or did he grow up with them but they just didn't teach him English or anything? Also, everyone wastes a lot of fuel. It's meant to be a precious commodity and they're firing flamethrowers and driving muscle cars everywhere. This film is insane, is what I'm getting at. Speaking of insane, Part 3, Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome. 15 years after the events of Road Warrior, Max is still wandering about trying to survive. The world, or Australia, has gotten much worse yet again, with water now being a scarcity. The violence is toned right down in this one, but the nonsense is toned right up. This movie is... not a lot of car chasing though for a Mad Max movie. There is some, thankfully. This movie opens with a Tina Turner song, which is weird, but then 10 minutes in, Tina Turner turns up, which is weirder. She's alright in it though. Bruce Spence is also back as a pilot, but a different pilot, which is confusing. There's plenty of other stuff to be confused about in this movie though, so don't focus too heavily on that. A gulag is a labour camp, not being sent backwards into the desert on a donkey with a big paper mache head. Again, not great for a hangover, but less brutal violence, less explosions, less roaring engines. Mad Max Fury Road. Were you missing the brutal violence and explosions and roaring engines in the last one? Oh, you're in luck. They're all here in abundance in Mad Max Fury Road. This is the newest entry into the franchise, with Tom Hardy replacing Mel Gibson as Max. He does a great job too. The movie does well to bring elements of the first 3 films into a modern blockbuster. It has everything you loved. Crazy cars, weird messed up mutant people, people strapped to the front of cars, sped up shots, sand. The only thing that's missing is Bruce Spence playing some kind of pilot. The movie borrows most heavily from Road Warrior. By that I mean it's mostly car chases in the desert with a big oil tanker. The villain's even similar to the Humongous, despite being played by the same guy who played Toe Cutter in the first one. People have weird names in Mad Max. Fury Road is pretty much one of the worst things you could watch with a hangover. It's more or less non-stop action. When I started watching through these I was expecting Mad Max to be the best one to watch with a hangover, but I made 2 discoveries. 1, they're all terrible to watch with a hangover. 2, Beyond Thunderdome is the best hangover Mad Max. Of all of them it has the least brutal injuries and explosions, so if you really want to watch a Mad Max film, watch that one, but I still wouldn't advise it. That's the review for this week. If you liked it, subscribe for a new video every Sunday. If you have a suggestion for a review, leave it in the comments or tweet me at Hangover Reviews. Have a mad hangover.